Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, guys. Monday morning. We are here. We just got to our pickup, so I was able to book this load earlier this morning. As you guys know, from Friday when we dropped off the last load, unfortunately, it was a holiday weekend. Nobody was open Friday. I wasn't able to get any loads in the Houston area, so unfortunately I did have to sit down and kind of wait till Monday. I delivered Friday afternoon. I was out of that receiver by like 12, and from 12 up there was nobody that was able to book a load with. So that happens sometimes. Sometimes I'm gonna be stuck for the weekend, unfortunately. It doesn't happen that often, but whenever there's a holiday, it does bring up the likelihood of you being stuck. But either way, guys, we're in Houston, Texas right now, and right now we are picking up a Cat. We get in a Cat D6 Dozer, Cat D6 Dozer with a ripper attached to it. So we're about to get out. Well, they told me to wait here for a little bit. I'm gonna go check out my lights and everything, get all my oversized stuff done. It's raining cats and dogs, guys. It's raining cats and dogs. So unfortunately, we are gonna get wet. No way around it. We're gonna get wet. It's part of the game sometimes. So let's go outside and let's go just make sure all of our lights are on and everything like that. It's good to go. So I got, for this truck, I was able to buy these lights here that they just go on the they go right there on the mounted to the windshield on the inside, obviously. Pretty dope. I mean, it was only like 60 bucks, I think $60 or $70, I think that it was. And yeah, so you know, as you guys know, from my last truck, I used to have the joint mounted on top that I paid to get it mounted in the light bar. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that yet, but we're still missing our headache rack to put that on once we go back to North Carolina. Yeah, guys, so if you're scared of the rain, if you don't want to get wet, if you don't want to come outside, I suggest you stay and drive, man. So this happens a lot. There we go. We got our lights on, and this is the attached. This is something that I added to the trailer. I added this to the trailer. Oh man, this one fell out. Jesus Christ! I don't know where that went. Okay, we'll get another one. So I added this to the trailer as I was when I was redoing all of the wood and stuff on it. Yeah, I'm really mad about this, but I'll go pick up one of these pieces for now. That won't go anywhere though. That'll be good. I might even try to do a bungee cord or something here for now. Wrap it here, wrap it around here. But yeah, guys, we got our oversized sign built into the trailer. You guys know all of the wood that we got redone on the trailer. Added that metal deck there for the oversized stuff, and then added this here for all of my chains and binders. This little bad boy here, that was nice, man, because even though I have a headache rack, we're good with it, but the headache rack is really far, man. It's really far away. So I added this here, keep it all on the floor. Alright, guys, they're coming in to check in with me now, so check you guys out in a bit. Alright, guys, we checked in. They told me to come over here. I just finished dropping them, disconnecting the gooseneck. Guys, what a mess. Jesus Christ. Yeah, guys, I disconnected everything, so obviously I didn't get no footage of that because of how bad it's raining. But yeah, that's what we do. We disconnect, pull forward a little bit, give them space to come in with the commodity loaded, and then that's it. So I wonder which, he's bringing it from somewhere over there. He told me to just come here next to the forklift and get set up right here. So at this point we're just waiting and let's see what they say. Alright, guys, let me get out of this rain. Alright, guys, this is us here. That's a D6, and that's the ripper. See those clothes back there that it has? That's what they call the ripper right there. Alright, make sure that we get him nice and straight. Yeah, it's raining bad, man. Shit. Getting completely soaked. Alright, man. Alright, he's doing good. So the load is 12.6 wide. 12.6 is mainly the blade right here. Perfect. Get that bad boy in. Alright, we're looking good, we're looking good. I see it to probably turn the blade. Let me check something out here. Alright guys, we are officially loaded. I went ahead and reconnected the gooseneck back. Right now everything's just airing up. But yeah, we got this bad boy on here. Cat D6 with this back piece. I think it's called a crawler. Forgot what the name of it was. I just told you guys earlier though. 56,000 pounds. Yeah, we are all set. We're gonna start chaining this thing up now in a little bit. Just waiting for it to air up, make sure everything is looking good. And it sure is. Now for this part here, for the blade part, I've seen people load these kind of crooked. I try to do it crooked, but I feel like it was sticking out more on one side than the next. Let me know in the comments if you guys load it straight like that, where it's just even on both sides, or if you guys load it kind of crooked. Either way, we in there. We got this thing loaded up, ready to go. So what we gotta do right now is just chain it up. Again, guys, it's raining cats and dogs out here, man. Real nasty weather. But yeah, let's get everything aired up and get this thing chained up, guys. See you guys in a bit. All right, guys, we are loaded. We are chained. We're secured. We are ready to roll. Just got to put my oversized signs in the front. Got everything chained up. Got this bad boy ready to roll. Jesus Christ, it's so cold. It's cold and wet. Look at me, freaking done for, man. I am done for, but guys, we got our all secured up. Legal height. The only thing is just a little wide. Mainly just the blade up front is the widest part. 12.6 wide in total. Let me go put my oversized banners. I'm still waiting on permits to come in right now, so I'll still be waiting a little bit longer. But right now, all I gotta do is put my oversized flag in the front and go from there, guys. So let's see if we got some permits. We are done, finally done. I just got my permits in right now. Just doing one last double check. Make sure everything is good and tight everywhere. Everything looks good. Tight. This bad boy's here. That one doesn't have to be super tight. I got all my lights working. Alright guys, we are ready to get up out of here. Secure. Alright. Alright, got my paperwork, got everything set up, so let's hit the road, guys. Alright guys, we done made it to the love. Alright. Alright, we just finished up. That's all we get in here. Yep, that's all we get in here. Oh no, we got some more. I'm about to say. Alright guys, so as always, we got to the truck stop. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna check, make sure we do a load check, make sure everything is good here. Nothing shifted. Everything looks good. Yes, sir. Let's see here. Yep, everything looks good on this side. I need to get those magnetic ones for these. But yeah, that's where we are right now. Alright, everything is good, nice and tight, nothing has shifted. Fueling up, so with this, we'll get to our stop. We don't have to make any more stops. We just, you know, fighting against time at this point. This is the only thing that sucks about, you know, doing oversize in the winter time is that you like racing against the sun. The sun goes down super early, everything is daylight. You can only move in the daylight, and you're like rushing to get past, so you don't get past 5:30 the time frames. You racing against 5:30 pretty much. So oversize is really good in the summertime when the sunset is 8 o'clock, damn near 9 o'clock some places. But in the winter time, man, that 5 o'clock be killing us, man. 5:30. Some states is like you gotta shut down 30 minutes before. We should have enough space to make it past here at 12.6. I think most of these things are like 13 wide. But we got this guy in front of us. Let's see how long he gonna take. If anything, I could try to back up too. Let's see, probably easier. Let's see what I could do here. I could back up to not even have to test that width right here. Let's see, how we gonna do it? Yeah, let's see, we'll probably back up. Yeah, especially with that guy left. Alright, we'll back up and then we'll get right out the exit through there, guys. See you guys in a while. Good morning, YouTube, guys. Good morning. It is the next day. Guys, the sun is just about to rise up now. We drove all the way to Austin. Just finished doing my turn on my lights up here. This is how you turn on these little lights. One button there, one here. Just finished doing my pre-trip inspection. Sun is just coming out, so we're about to roll out now. Just gonna do one more walkthrough. So lights are all good. We just change the setting on that one to blink like that. Sometimes you gotta hit the button. But yeah, guys, so man, this permit is a hot mess, man. This permit has turned my load from the advertised, the posted 370 miles all the way up to freaking 500 miles, man. The crazy rerouting that Texas permit office has brought us through is just really ridiculous. Added a whole nother 100 and something, pretty much almost 2 hours extra to my route has been added, and it's crazy. This is where we parked overnight. This little construction path right here, they doing some type of construction. All I did was move these cones. I moved these cones and I put them here on the side of my truck. They were all over here, so I'm gonna move them back. So yeah, guys, sometimes when you have these big oversized all the way load, it's really hard to find parking at a regular truck stop, and especially with this route. This route had me go through these little country roads in Texas where there was just a bunch of quick trips, and those quick trips had no type of truck parking at all. There was no truck parking anywhere over there, and I just had to keep rolling. You know, the cutoff to drive was at 5:30 because that's when the sun went down. We ended up driving a little bit past that, and was able to squeeze in right here overnight. And It's what I tell you guys. This is what I'm telling you. This is the importance of being prepared and having all of your having all your food, all your necessities in the truck, because what will happen? What would happen if you have to depend on truck stop food? If you have no food in your truck, no way to heat up your food, no way to do anything. You get what I'm saying? So even though there was a taco cabana over here, that's pretty cool. I could have probably went there, ate some tacos, but for what? I got my own food. But yeah, guys, let's get rolling. I'm gonna back up slightly, come out through here, and then we're gonna rejoin 183 down over there and keep going up, guys. So yeah, so let's start the day. That's it. The sun is officially out. There's no more nighttime, but the sun is coming out. This is enough for DOT. They let us ride with this. So let's get up out of here. Let's start the day, guys, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. We made it. Wow, guys, what a journey with that permit. Jesus Christ. Well, guys, we are here. We're in this little construction site, farmland. Then we got some containers delivered. This RGN showed up right in front of me. We both came through the gates together. There's all the stuff that they already have lined up for this construction. So we're gonna just drop everything right here and go from there, guys. So let me go ahead and set this up, remove the gooseneck, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. So we are here. Everything made it in one shot. Look at this guy holding. What's he holding in? Some type of PSC? Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that guy. Matter of fact, he got loaded right with me. I saw him. All right, guys, let's get this thing unloaded. Let's remove this gooseneck. RGN, sorry, the gooseneck is removed. Got my wood in there holding it up. Yeah, this guy's fast with it. He's already done. Unload yourself. A lot of these loads are you gotta unload them yourself type of situation. Not this bad boy though. They're gonna come unload this. All right, guys, so let's get to work. Let's go ahead and open all these things up and go from there, guys. Unloaded, ready to go. Perfect. Get this bad boy off my back. Yep, it's good. Right in the middle there. Yep, perfect. Yeah, boy, just like that. Messed up routes, rained upon, got it done. RGNs hold up, man. RGNs hold up. A lot of weight on that. Perfect. Look at that bad boy. One more off to do his job. Brought her to work. That is 56,000 pounds. 56,000 pounds. My truck and trailer setup is 40,000 pounds. So we're looking at 96,000 pounds gross weight. Truck, trailer, and load. That's why they had me go through all the messed up routes. Cause I was not super, but I was overweight. Not like this guy. This guy had a legal load, nice and easy. He got routed good. He didn't even need to get routed. Well, yeah, guys, let's put all our stuff back together. Put my gloves on.
I need to get a head cam, man. That's what I need to do. I don't know why I haven't got a head cam. Because holding this with one hand be a hot mess. Yep, this is where all of my chain's gonna go. Alright, let's do. So I got them separated. So I do my heavy stuff over here, over on this side, which it did get a little bit messed up. I'm probably gonna clean it up right now since I'm here. It's supposed to be all the 1/2-inch chains, 1/2-inch binders there, and all my regular flatbed 5/8 stuff over here. But yeah, let me clean it up since I'm here right now. I'll see you guys after I'm done with this. Perfect, team, perfect. We are unloaded. Everything secured back up. Got everything lined up where it needs to be. All of my stuff away. Took out all the oversized banner from the front. All I gotta do is flip it in the back. Let me just make sure that I turned off my lights back here. Yeah, I got really dirty up and coming in here. That dirt road over there did havoc. I'm gonna get out of here, make a left. Yeah, still got these lights on. Turn those off. All right, guys. So usually right here, you know, we would have been done. Load deliver. Would have been done with the load. On to the next video. However, I'm gonna take a couple of minutes in a little bit after I look for another load real quick to show you guys the permitted route. What the Texas DOT, what they wanted this route to be, and obviously that's what I did, versus what was advertised for the load. So the load is advertised a certain amount of miles, and you grab it, you try to negotiate, you grab it for the best rate possible, and then you submit the permits, and then the damn state, Texas DOT, went ahead and added almost 200 more miles. So a trip that was like 370 something miles is now almost a little bit over 500. And that was just disgusting, man. That was a bad thing.
All right, guys. So it is the end of the day, end of the night. I'm in my sleeper right now. Load delivered, everything like that. But I want to show you guys. This permit, and I want to show you guys the route for some of you guys that want to do oversized loads, and you know, it looks all fun and dandy and it's all cool. You know, I love the way it looks going down the highway with the big machines and everything. It definitely looks fun. However, these are some of the scenarios that we go through when it comes to the permits, the routing, the complexity of moving some of these machines. You know, like I told you guys, this load was advertised at 370 something miles, 375. The permitted route came back at 511, almost 515. So those are the type of rates, you know. That's why we try to get as much more money as possible on top of the advertised rate, because we got to account for permits, we got to account for permits, deviations. It's just so much stuff that you got to take account for. But with today's economy, the way these brokers are, man, it's like they don't want to give almost anything extra, even on oversized loads. And I'm talking about the, you know, messing with the DAT, truck stop, you know, because like I said, when we here at CRST, we're running an RGN trailer. You kind of on your own. You on an island all by yourself. All the other guys are on dedicated freight, contracted freight, on flatbeds. But on the RGN side, there really isn't an RGN division here at CRST. So we're kind of on our own. We got to look for our own loads. We can't really rely on agents getting loads for us. So I'm always on the DAT. I be just on that day in, day out, just looking for loads, up onto, you know, obviously I'm on that until my agent, Jim, finds me, until he comes up with a project. All right, we'll need you here with your RGN, or let's pick up this trailer and we'll be doing this for a month, or we'll be doing this for 2 months, just like how we did with the blades. But once projects are done and we're back to just, all right, go find your own freight until we're on another project, it's all spot market loads for us in the RGN sector. But let me show you guys this permit, and let me show you the route, and which is the reason why it took so much longer than expected to deliver that load. And so you guys could take a glimpse into how the permits, how it looks, and the directions you gotta follow and stuff like that. So let me show you guys this now, guys. So this here is this is the Texas permit right here, guys. So as you can see, I was 12.6 wide, 13.6. I was, you know, just width, legal height, legal length, gross at 92K. So first we're gonna notice, look at this here, guys, $215 for the permit. So that comes out of your load. So hopefully you negotiated that when you book the load, because $215 just for the permit. Usually the broker doesn't want to pay permits. They leave it up to you to pay permits, and you gotta make sure you know what you're doing, because if you agree on the price and then you don't even know that you gotta pay hella permits on top of that, then that's what happens. Usually the permits are not that much. If it's just an over-dimensional permit, like you over length or width, you know, it's usually not that much, like maybe $50, something like that per state. But once you start getting into overweight, this is what happens. Overweight is the highest permit cost you're gonna pay. So this one was overweight, and that's why it was $215 just for the permit. And then, guys, you gotta read all of these instructions. They come with step-by-step, a lot of rules, a lot of regulations. You gotta familiarize yourself with all of these, including number 10, which is probably the most important one, as it says daytime movement only unless otherwise specified on the blah blah blah. That is the most important one. That means you cannot ride at night, guys. Oversized, over-dimensional. You cannot be riding around with a big load sticking all the way to the side, potentially, you know, having a passenger vehicle strike it, or they can't see it, or for whatever reason. That at night you cannot run over-dimensional. So if you get caught running out here, you know, past sunset, which is around 5 o'clock nowadays in the wintertime, you get caught riding past sunset, you know, you with your load going on the highway and it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, yeah, you're done, bro. If DOT catches you, huge ticket. If for whatever reason anybody crashes into you, any accident, even if it's not your fault, anybody hits you, it's automatically your fault, because you were not supposed to be there that time of night. You were the vehicle that was not supposed to be there. So if anybody hit you, it's your fault, because you weren't supposed to be there to begin with. So don't get caught riding at night. That's a huge no-no for oversize, and that's one of the biggest limitations right now in the wintertime with oversize, is that you can't run that many miles, because you know, in the summertime the sunset is like 8, damn near 9 o'clock, and you get a lot more miles in the day. You can make a lot more money. But in the wintertime, RGN slows down in the wintertime, primarily because the weather, inclement weather. You can't run in the snow, you can't run through this, you can't run through that, and the biggest hurdle is the daylight. But and then also read things like this. Look at this point up here, route conditions. City of Austin, 12 max wide, 12 feet wide or 90 feet max length. You guys got a curfew. You got to read that as well. I was riding through Austin. I didn't hit curfew, but because I read the permit. If you get caught in Austin, just like a bunch, every state has their little cities that you can't drive through. Major cities like Austin, like in this case, Nashville, Knoxville up in Tennessee. Every state has their own city limit, city ordinance, and most of them are the same way. You cannot ride through rush hour. They don't want you and your big ass load driving through rush hour. People trying to get to work, people trying to get to school, and you hogging up 3 lanes because your load is so wide. They don't want you during those hours. So if you didn't read this permit and your route took you through Austin or around the Austin city limits, and you know DOT catches you at 8 in the morning, right in the middle of rush hour, or they catch you at 4:30 or at 5 p.m. right in the middle of rush hour, you get a huge ticket for that as well. So these are a lot of little nuances that comes with oversized loads, man. You guys think it's all fun and games, with just riding with this big load, and it looks cool with all the flashing lights and all that. But there's a lot of reading involved, a lot of following instructions involved, following directions, and reading the permits. Because when DOT catches you, and your excuse cannot be, well, I didn't read the permit. Well, sir, the permit, this is your permit. You're responsible for following all instructions and directions on the permit. You'll get a huge ticket. But guys, look at this permit. Look at all of these turns. This is just within Texas. Look at this. It's 1 page of permit, 2 pages, and 3 pages. A total of 3 pages, turn by turn by turn by turn directions of how to get from your pickup to your drop off. You have to follow these to the T. Every turn, you gotta turn here, you gotta turn there. You can't make up your own route. If you deviate from the route, you're in some hot shit if you do that. Because if you deviate from the route and something happens, again, you weren't supposed to be there. Oh, you came down, you didn't follow the route, you came down this way instead. Oh, you didn't know this way there was a construction, you don't fit through it. And I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. So this is looking at it on paper. I use the En-Route app. It's on the Apple Store. En-Route app allows you to plug in these points one by one. It's a little time consuming, but it's definitely worth it. I'm gonna show you that right now. But look at the total miles, guys. 566 miles. Remember, the load was booked for 375 miles. The rate was negotiated based on that. The load was negotiated based on that route. You took the load. You know, you're calculating your route, this and that. You send it over to Texas permit. All right, I'm loaded. I'm chained up. I'm ready to go. Now you're waiting for permits. Texas emails you back your permit, and they email you this nonsense. 566 miles. It's crazy, man. It's an extra 200 miles. Let's look at it on the map to see how or why it ended up being that many miles. It would look like when you plot your route through the app called En-Route. You just plot it one by one, turn by turn. So this is me. So I was coming from point 18, 19, 20, 22, right? So I was coming this way, right? I was coming on 29, right? So this is one of the reasons why the route was so much longer, right? So instead of just continuing my route through here, right? Instead of coming through 29 and getting to point 22 right there, for some reason, Texas DOT said, no, you cannot cross through that 29 through that part of the town. I don't know why. They don't explain it why. They don't tell us why. They just give us the directions and say, go there. Instead of going through 29, they made us go through this big detour, just like this, going through all those little farm roads, and you see all of the turns and curves. They made us go through all of that to get back to this point. Instead of going through 29 straight and just maintaining 29, Texas Road 29, it made us go through this huge deviation just to end up back on 29. So for whatever reason, 29 here was blocked off to oversized loads. I don't know why. It might have been construction. It might have been something. The city didn't want us through there. That's just, we don't get that information. But this was almost like a 60, 70 mile detour right here, right? That was one of the detours that we had to go through. Ridiculous. This is the second one. This is another detour again. So guys, I am coming in. I'm right here by point 23. So I'm coming in. Instead of just going straight through the little town of Mason, instead of going through it, maintaining this road, and ended up back on point 27 to then go down to 28. Instead of going through that straight route, right? Texas DOT said, nah, not that simple, guy. We're gonna have you go around Mason. Why we gotta go around Mason? Who the hell knows? But made us go through all of these little crooked roads, all these little farm roads, from point 23, 24, 25, make some nasty turns there, come back around this way, just to end up here in 28. So this is something that if I was riding an illegal load, I could have just went straight through here and ended up on this side. But DOT didn't want us there, so this is another crazy deviation. This one was probably like another 50, 60 mile deviation coming around through here. Reroute. Who knows why? We're not allowed to ask why. We just gotta follow the directions they give us. But the biggest one, this was the biggest one right here, guys. This is making it to, you see the little red market? That's the delivery site. So I'm coming in through here, right? So I'm at point 26, 27, right here, 26. Instead of making the right and going up to the job site and just crossing through to the city or town of Eden, DOT says no, for whatever reason, you can't cut through Eden. None of that. We're going to make it go all the way around. All the way around and coming through the back here. Now, this was the biggest reroute. I think this is the majority of those 200 miles that were added extra to the load. It was because of this right here, right at the end point. This rerouting, this going all the way around was at least 100 something miles. Who knows? It was so many extra miles that it added just because they didn't want us crossing through Eden. I don't know what was going on. It might be construction. It might be the city. I wished I could find out why it was, but for the permits, they don't explain it. And you don't want to be the guy that just says, F it, we're gonna find out. I'm gonna cut through here, I'm gonna go up, and what happens is that if I would have made that right and just said F all of that, I'm gonna go through there, who knows what would have awaited me up in Eden or any within that route. It might have been construction. If it was construction, I would have been done. If it was one of them construction where they only have one lane open, barriers on both sides, most of those construction barriers, they're like 9 feet wide, 10 feet wide. Imagine me trying to go through there with a 12.6 wide load. That's why you see in a lot of videos where oversized guys get stuck through construction. Construction is an oversized driver's worst nightmare. I hate construction because construction leads to this rerouting. But we gotta follow the permit, because if we don't, then I'm not gonna be the one on the news getting stuck and have to have a record come pick me up. I'll take the extra 2-3 hour reroute. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's part of the job, guys. So this is the reason why I'm showing you in person why it took so much more. And this is what you have to learn when you're doing these oversized loads. It's not all about looking cool going down the road. You got to learn these permits, and you have to do these routes. All right, guys, so that's it. That's the end of the video. Wanted to end this video with a little bit of education, I would say, in regards to oversized loads, and specifically the routing. Guys, it is not as simple as you think. It's not just, oh, let me grab that heavy oversized stuff and let me move it. Yes, it looks the bomb. It looks cool as hell. All the lights coming on the highway. But there's a lot of mental for this game. This oversized game is a lot of mental capabilities. You have to really be on top of your game. You have to really study the permits. You have to really plan route. You can't just leave it to the wind, and you cannot follow you can't even follow your trucker GPS, let alone, I mean, I never follow Google GPS anyhow, Google Maps, even with a legal load. But even trucker path, whatever trucking tool you're using to move a legal load, you cannot even use that for a permitted load. You gotta follow the permit. And the best app I would advise to use is that En-route, because En-route lets you go turn by turn, plotting it, and it gives you the big picture. And then once you're done, it shows you the turn by turn. I'll show you guys the screenshot on my phone. But you guys saw the crazy deviations. Sometimes certain towns don't want you crossing through those towns with nothing heavy or oversized. So the state makes you go around those towns. Sometimes it's construction, and the construction, you know, when you go through a construction and they have the barriers and they're really narrow and you could only fit a regular truck 8.6. Sometimes the construction is a little wide, sometimes they're 10, sometimes they're 11 feet wide. In my case, I was 12.6 wide, and for whatever reason, I guess they didn't want me going through it was either a construction site, city ordinance, whatever the case was. I had to go through 3 separate deviations, which made me go all the way around certain towns for whatever reason. And that's the reason why I was added almost 200 extra miles. So that's it, guys. This is another video. Thank you for watching, and as always, like, comment, subscribe. Keep these things in mind. It's not, I don't want to discourage anybody from coming to oversize, but keep these things in mind, because you're going to be on your own out here. When you come do oversize, you have to be able to follow routes. You have to be able to plan your route, and you have to be a bit of an outlaw to do this type of work, man. So make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, and make sure that this is something that you love and you want to do. I personally love this. I love the challenge. I love the complexity of it, and I love that it's not just general freight. Even though I go back and forth, you know, I go back and forth between doing general legal freight and doing oversized freight. Each one has its time of the year and its peak seasons. So I might be getting off the RGN for a little bit. I might be hopping on a flatbed now that the sun is coming down. I like to just run legal loads in the winter, due to certain, you know, elements of the weather and the sunset and all of that. I like to run the RGN during the spring and summertime, and the flatbed during the winter, just to move fast. But either way, we'll see what we do, guys. But for now, as always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.